Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is about 1 month away. And to be honest, guys, I was meant to give you guys my early prediction slash breakdown a while ago, but I've just been busy with other content creation. But today we're going to talk about that. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is definitely a 50-50 fight. Obviously, Terence Crawford is going up in weight class. And listen, I know there's high expectations of Terence Crawford, and Canelo has had a lot of criticism in recent fights. In fact, in the last couple of years, because most of his fights, a lot of people have had something bad to say about Canelo's fights. But listen, guys, this is a very interesting matchup. Terence Crawford is arguably one of the greatest boxers in our generation, and so is Canelo. Guys, it's definitely a difficult fight to call. Obviously, Terence Crawford last fought, I forgot who he fought, but I think that was a warm-up fight for him. Was that a 154, 168? I can't even remember, guys. To be honest, guys, with boxing, I'm not really as invested into it. So, yeah, I don't really... When it comes to the UFC, I remember a lot more. So, yeah. But Terence Crawford, guys, listen, people will say Terence Crawford has beaten the best of the best, which I agree. But one fight that I think is a bit controversial, and I'm not saying that he wouldn't have beat him. Errol Spence was arguably the best at 154, I believe it was, they fought at, yeah? But guys, look at Errol Spence Jr. before the car crash, and then look at him after. Like, he was not the same fight. And the maddest thing is, I didn't really know much about Errol Spence Jr. before. I knew of him, but I'd never watched any of his fights. And then after the Terence Crawford fight, I then had a look at Errol Spence Jr. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not saying he would have beat Terence Crawford, but he was a completely different fighter before the accident. And, whoever disagrees with me, that's your opinion. You're entitled to disagree. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. I'm just giving you my opinion. Like, anyone who sees Errol Spence Jr. before, and you know what, yeah? I'm not going to lie, guys. When I was watching that fight, because I believe that was the same night as... that was the same night Justin Gaethje knocked out Dustin Poirier for the BMF belt. Guys, I had to do the maddest. I had my laptop and my iPad, and it's funny, I was looking after one of my neighbor's cats. So I went round to their house, chilled, I got away from the family, I had my iPad, my laptop. One screen had the UFC, the other screen had the boxing, and it was crazy. I've even still got the memory on my phone, so I'm gonna upload it so you guys can see it in the edit. But yeah, man, Errol Spence, he was a different fighter, and I felt sorry for him when I watched the fight against Terence Crawford, and then I saw what he had gone through with the car crash and how he was before. He was never the same. And look, guys, he hasn't returned to boxing since he lost to Terence Crawford. So that should tell you, like, he's just not the same fighter, and he never will be the same fighter. That car, I think it was even 2 car crashes he had. They were very life-changing. So, yeah. Shouts out to Terence Crawford, though. He put a beating on Errol Spence. And obviously, I'm going to judge him off that performance. Obviously, there was, like I said, guys, there was someone he fought last year, but I can't remember who it was. But Canelo, listen, I don't think Canelo gets the respect and the praise he deserves. He's had what? I believe it's about 50, 60 fights. Let's double check that. Let's check that, man. Canelo. Canelo has had 67 fights and 63 wins. Guys, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. And he's got 2 losses and 2 draws. One loss against Floyd Mayweather, and the other loss was against Bivol. And it's mad because And this, guys, this is how you know he's a high level fighter, because even me, I'm not into boxing like that, but I remember his two losses, and he has two draws. I think one of the draws, I know one of the draws is definitely against Triple G, Golovkin. No, Golovkin. Is it Golovkin? I believe it is. Yep. Guys, you know, this is how you know I haven't heard these. Yeah, Golovkin, genetic. Hey, it's mad. Man said he's 43 years old. But yeah, I haven't. That's I can't. I don't know who else he's drawn against, but I know he had three epic fights with Triple G. So you know, and listen, guys, 67 fights, 63 wins, two losses, two draws. Like, one of the losses was to the best fighter in the world at the time, which was Floyd Mayweather Jr. And obviously Canelo was young. So I personally, when I watched that fight, if I was let's say I was around Canelo and I was his friend, I know you should believe in your skills, but I would have told him you're not ready. Because honestly, I think a more seasoned Canelo, a few more years, different fight. I'm not saying he would beat Mayweather, but I think he would push and test Mayweather a lot more than he did when he fought Canelo. I mean, when he fought Mayweather. So yeah, obviously he lost to Dimitri Bivol. He went up in weight class. I didn't think that was a good idea anyways, going up in weight class. But, you know, he wanted to test himself. To be honest, there was no one really left for him to fight. He kind of beat everyone. So, you know, and I still don't think Canelo gets the respect he deserves. And I feel like a lot of people are actually picking Terence Crawford to win, which is possible. For me, Terence Crawford only wins one way, which is on points. I don't see him stopping Canelo. I don't think Canelo can be stopped. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't know about you guys. Leave your comments. Drop your comments in the comment section, but I don't see Terence finishing Canelo. Terence can definitely outpoint him and win by decision, as he has very good IQ, ring movement, and, you know, he's a high level fighter. But at the same time, my question is, this is what everyone wants to know. This is the reality, yeah? No one even cares if Terence wins on points. This is actually the real question. When Canelo lands on Terence Crawford, can that nigga take that power? Excuse my language, I'm a nigger as well, so, you know. But can Terence take that power of Canelo? That is the real question. No one really cares about anything else. Everyone just wants to know, okay, when Canelo lands, what happens? And I do think Canelo will land, because as much as, in terms of IQ, I would probably lean more towards Terence Crawford. But at the same time, people underrate Canelo's IQ, man. He does have very good IQ. So, you know, he could set Terence up. But again, it's chess, not checkers. And Terence's IQ is up there. So I do think, if anything, it's Terence Crawford's fight to be lost, if I'm being completely honest, because he's going to go in there and try to outpoint Canelo. And if he sees an opportunity to then take him out, he will go for that opportunity. Whereas Canelo is going to try and get you out from round 1 to 12. He's going to try. He's going to try and land at least one shot that's going to let you know, I'm trying to get you out of here. Yeah? So it's actually Terence Crawford's fight to lose. Obviously, Canelo likes to load up with most of his punches. And that's where I can kind of see Terence probably getting out the way and then picking him apart. But it's definitely a 50-50 fight. And guys, like I said, I'm giving you my early predictions now. Yeah, I'm picking Canelo for that. Because with someone of his power and his experience, I just can't count him out. And every time someone's tried to step up and, you know, test him, he's proved everybody wrong. So I'm going to have to go with Canelo. However, if Canelo gets it done, it's going to be a knockout. I don't think he outpoints Terence Crawford, if I'm completely honest. Terence Crawford, if he wins, he gets it done on points. It's a tough ask, though, again, because he's coming up in weight class. Will he be able to take the power? How will he move in the ring? So it's quite interesting. It's going to be an interesting fight. I hope you guys tune in. But like I said, I'm picking Canelo to win by KO. And if he does beat him by KO, it'll probably be in the later rounds when, you know, both fighters start to get a bit tired and sloppy. And because I do think for Canelo to get that KO blow against cool. For example, when Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, I remember watching that fight. And the whole fight, until the stoppage, I kept saying Canelo's going to land that uppercut. Because he was throwing the uppercut, and I believe Billy Joe, I'll have to watch it back, but I think every so often Billy Joe Saunders would dip his head and he would dip into I think Canelo threw the right uppercut and he was dipping in that exact direction. And I was thinking, yeah, Canelo was just missing, but I knew he was going to land it. And this is my thing with Terence Crawford. I'm not saying he's at the same level as Billy Joe Saunders. He's at a much higher level. But if Canelo is to get the KO, it will probably be caused by a mistake from Terence Crawford. And do we see Terence Crawford make a lot of mistakes? No, but you never know when you're in there against the best in the world, and you know you start to get tired, and you felt this guy's power shots from round one. So I do think if Canelo gets a KO, it will be down to a mistake that Terence Crawford has made. And who knows, maybe Canelo can cause that mistake by setting him up. So, you know, it's interesting. There's different perspectives for this fight. But like I said, guys, I'm picking Canelo to win this fight. Like and subscribe, guys. Please hit that subscribe button. I've seen the subscribe count has gone up a little bit, but we're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, guys. Please hit that subscribe button so I can continue to build this community. I appreciate all the comments in the comment section as well. I do try to reply to as much of them as possible. But please, like I said, like and subscribe, guys, so I can continue to grow this community and I can offer more things to you guys and whatnot. Because eventually I would like to have a Discord. I will start going live on Twitch more often and stuff like that. So please hit that subscribe button. But it's Big Yems, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow.